as lieutenant, Miami Valley Fire District for many years.
I spent 15 years in the volunteer fire service as a firefighter EMT.
I've also been a member of Ohio Task Force 1 since about 1995.
I've been in the fire service for over 30 years.
I've had 5 federal deployments, most recently Matthew.
And fire chief for a little over 17 years now.
And I've been in the rescue tool industry for 25 years now.
And I've been instructing at the crash course for about 8 years.
And I've been teaching technical rescue here at Crash Course for probably about 20 years.
The knowledge and experience that the instructors have you can't beat it.
It was a lot of eye-opening things that I'd never really done before.
You've got instructors coming from all over the
Country that are great at what they do.
You get a lot of really good brains to pick,
They are a wealth of knowledge.
so you get to learn a little bit different ways to do the same thing.
There aren't many places where you can go cut up cars in a weekend.
Crash Course is an entire weekend of very, very intense, high-speed extrication training.
It's a series of scenarios where a small group of firemen, EMTs, run through a predetermined and specific set of conditions that they have to extricate, stabilize. They get a lot of cutting time, they get a lot of saws time. It's a lot of hands-on, which is a big factor in our business. Building that muscle memory, being able to just show up, know what has to be done.
Every firefighter in every firehouse has one main objective, one main goal, and that is to help other people. What we want to do is we want to refine that skill that they have right now and make it just a little bit better. So the rescue personnel, the attendees are going to go through 10 separate individual pits. Every single pit is different. Every single pit, they're going to take something totally different away.
I think Crash Course is so valuable because of the amount of time you get with tools and the different techniques that you use because of the scenarios that they have set up.
We had 6 or 7 buses lined up, which is almost unheard of to get that in one area in a 2-day to 3-day class. It's amazing.
At Crash Course, we offer different scenarios that you would not normally see, even for somebody that might have 10, 20, 30 years experience in the field. We make it unique and challenging.
If they've seen it in training, then when they see it on the road, it's not something new.
The technology that the auto manufacturers are putting out there changes on an annual basis, meaning today's 2017 model year vehicle is going to require different techniques and tips and tricks than, say, just a 2007 model year vehicle. Things change dramatically and very, very quickly in this industry.
They're a lot stronger now. They're using high-strength steel, and we have hybrids, so we've got the electrical issues with them on our end. Airbags are everywhere now, so being able to actually look at those cars and get our hands on them helps a lot to be able to understand what we're looking for if we were to see stuff like that on a scene.
I mean, we have such a variety of collisions in our area with high-speed state routes and interstates that we've seen wrecks that completely baffle us, that we've never thought that we would ever see before.
Throughout the years, technology of the vehicles have changed, whether it's high-strength steel or just different manufacturing processes. Hybrid vehicles, electric vehicles, and of course, again, the higher strength steels make it a challenge for firefighters.
Of all the fields of technical rescue, rope rescue, trench rescue, building collapse rescue, vehicle rescue is the most dynamic, and that's because of the changing technology. New materials, new power sources, and to keep up with that changing technology, it's important to have this continuing education, and that's one of the things we offer at Crash Courses. We try to stay relevant and current so that you can apply these new techniques to the modern automobile.
Even just the creature comforts of the cars, heated seats, all those things. We're the last ones to find out about it. The manufacturers are designing all this stuff up. It's going into the dealers are learning about it. The consumers are learning about it. We find out when the consumer has an incident.
Many fire departments can execute rescues and get the person cut out of the car, but the difference between life and death is often a matter of minutes. And those minutes often come down to proper tool application and technique. And that is one of the things that you would get a crash course, is how to shave those few extra minutes off your time to give the trauma center the time that they need to keep that person alive and viable.
Time is of the essence in these things. Somebody's sitting in that car, they're stuck, they're hurt, they're not getting out on their own. Somebody is going to have to get them out. So our training and our experience allows us to do that in the most timely and effective manner. And Crash Course is absolutely where we learn a lot of that information.
Extrication really is, it's an acquired skill in the fire service that is only learned through repetition. You have to do it over and over and over. And we give the student, when they come to Crash Course, that opportunity.
So my pit, we put a vehicle on its side, and the students have to be able to get a patient out of the vehicle with the vehicle being pinned between two Jersey barriers. And what they need to do is be able to clamshell the front end of the vehicle by making certain relief cuts and removing doors of the vehicle to be able to tunnel their way down into the vehicle, find their way to the patient, and extricate the patient through the windshield area.
One of the things that I've tried to really instill into my students when they come through my pit is, I don't want you to just spread this door off and cut this A-post. I want you to remove this vehicle from this patient, and I want you to also think about that person inside. One of the key points that I've always tried to focus on is I want to help that student help other people. And I want that student to understand and acknowledge that that person stuck in that vehicle who's got minor injuries, or they're a trauma patient. They're somebody's wife, they're somebody's husband, they're somebody's son, they're somebody's daughter. And I put a great deal of emphasis in getting that across to my students. And I think the rest of the Crash Course Village staff does the same thing.
They're in a bad spot. I mean, they are not getting out of the car by themselves. Somebody has to get them out of that car. Fortunately, you know, we have the capability of doing so, and Crash Course helps us do that.
There's no way that a department would be able to facilitate putting together that kind of training you could get in 2 days. It can't be matched.
If a company was interested in sponsoring, they should go to the class and walk around and look at what's going on and see the difference that's being made. The support is absolutely essential. You have to have cars, you have to have money to operate something like this. When it's your family member, it's out on the road, that's stuck in a car or tractor or whatever we apply it to, they need the training and be able to know what they're doing when they get there.
The more they can be involved and the more they can help us as firefighters on the street with the technologies that are coming out there. I know it's hard to say, here, have a $50,000 vehicle to cut apart or whatever, but I think that continued support is what all of us, and I'm sure Crash Course, would like to see, and it really truly means something to all of us to be able to go out there and have a part of that when people give to us to be able to hone our skills.
Trying to stay up with the vehicles and how to cut them is of huge benefit to us. And the only way we can do that is to keep going to classes and keep going to events where new technology is available for us to use and to cut and to change and to challenge us. Otherwise, we're going to fail, and it's going to cost someone their life. There's nothing worse than the feeling that you weren't trained well enough to take care of them.